Alright everybody, hi. So we've ingested all that footage. We know it's in the video assets drive. We're ready to edit. And the cool thing about non-linear editing, there's still a timeline, but you get to decide where you put things. And they can go in any order. So to get to Premiere Pro, there's not always going to be a shortcut. That's what the shortcut would look like, but we're not always going to have one. You're going to click on this. You're going to go in here to All Programs and go type in Adobe Premiere. So once you start doing that, you'll see it pop up. CS6, Adobe Premiere Pro CS6. Click on it. And we'll wait for it to load. It's purple. Isn't After Effects purple as well? I think it is. Yeah. We will go to New Project. And now it's going to ask you some things. I wouldn't worry too much about this display format, any of these things. Nothing's a problem there. What I would do is go into Scratch Disks. And Scratch Disks are important because we need to have a goal of where things are going to be edited and played back from. And what I want you to do then is to go into here and look for V. Actually, we have Browse. We're going to look for our folder that we just put in there. So let's go back into Computer. We're going to go to Video Assets, and here it is. So that's what folder we want to select. And let's just make sure all of our Scratch disks are following that. They are. We can name the name of our project. Keyboard Fun. Okay, hit OK, and then it tells us where things are going. It tells us how much room we have on that disk too. We want to know that. So that means everything's right, and that's where we want everything lined up. Hit OK. Now it's going to ask us some setting questions. These aren't that important, but this is the one we typically go with. AVC Intra, 1080p, AVC I100, 1080p 30. That's what we should default to. If it doesn't, it's not a big deal because I'll show you why in a minute. Sequence name, I just call it Master Sequence. Okay. Hit OK. Now it'll open up. And you look at it, it's got some things that we need to pay attention to. I'm going to first go to the workspace, make sure it says Editing 5.5. I think that's the easiest one for you to learn. We've got this area here on the left. We call that our bin. That's where all of our media is going to be taken from and brought to. So our clips we want to bring into there. This window right here is called the source window. That's kind of like your preview window. It's kind of your, I would say it's your rough draft window where you're going to clip the clips so before you bring them into the master sequence, which is down here and here. So this is the program side or the master side. And it is married to this timeline down here. So anything I put down in this timeline will play on this right side. Okay? We've got some tabs over here. We've got an effects tab. We've got effect controls. We'll talk later about what those can do. We have an audio mixer. We can do things to the audio once it's in. So those are those little tabs, and I like to keep those kind of down underneath. Effects and effect controls are probably the things you'll use the most. But let's just get a simple edit going. We want to find that footage. We want to get it into the project, right? So basically, I just simply right-click in here, hit Import, and then we're not in the right folder. So we got to find the right folder. We remember where it is, right? It's in Video Assets, 4th Hour Class Project. There they all are. So there's a couple ways to do it quickly. You can grab them all at once. You can go like this. You can click on this and then hit Shift on the last one. It'll grab them all. Hit Open, and wait. And it's importing them, but it's pretty quick because they're already in there as they're copied into the V drive already, so we're cooking with gas there. There they all are. You can do all kinds of views of how you like to see the clip. Some people like to see them this way. Some people like to see them in little icons like that. You know, it really doesn't make a difference. It's up to you. I usually leave them like this because I don't, you know, I just go on or name. You can rename them once they're in here too by just single clicking if you wanted to. You can leave them arbitrary numbers like that. It's totally up to you. It's editor's choice. You can also make it so you can see the icons. So why don't we go with our first shot. We think it's number 10? It is, isn't it? Take 2. So we double click it. It puts it in the preview side. We can see it. We can see that everything on there. Down here, you can actually scrub on this little timeline within that clip and see we can get it queued. So you scrub to where it says action. We can listen to it as well if we hit play. Or can we listen to it? How come we don't have sound?
Speaker on?
The speakers are on. Might not be plugged in. I bet we unplugged it for something. Just bear with us. Online, everybody on the online lesson, bear with us. Anyway, you can see how you can scrub. I'm actually clicking and dragging my mouse along this, and that lets me go to any point down there I want. You can also do it by hitting the space bar. That'll be play. You can hit. You can go backwards by hitting J. See? If you hit K, it's pause it. L will play it forward. And the faster L, you can make it go faster by keep tapping L. See, she's going fast. You can make her do the moonwalk. Go backwards. All right, so yeah, that's how you kind of can manipulate. This clip is now digitized, so we can manipulate anywhere we want. We can put it on first, second, third. Should I see if it's playing now? Yeah, I see it. I see audio. All the speakers. Is it because we're recording in?
Could be. Might
Yeah.
be feedback.
Yeah. Anyway, so I wonder if we should stop. Well, anyway, so you see that. With this thing, it's not as important to get audio cued because there's no lines in it. We're just waiting for the action to be done. There's the action. And we can wait until we just start to see her, or a second before we see her, okay? So let's just wait. We're going to go back. So I stopped it, right? I can go back any number of ways. I can hit J, the J key, and just play it back about a second. Stop. So I stopped at the space bar. J played it backwards. K pause it. L plays it forward. We're going to make an in point. Okay, and there's a couple different ways to make it. I just heard something. There it is. Check. Is it feeding back? A little bit. Here, I'll just turn that speaker that way. Play it through the upper speakers, maybe. I'll do that. So, we can listen for the action. Let's listen for the action. Can we hear it?
I don't know.
Can't hear it. Well, I could see the action on the. There's a VU meter here, so I could see that when he said action, whoever was directing. Oh, wait a minute. So, anyway.
Sound will be there.
Sound will be there. Yep, you see right there. And you'll see him say, action. We're waiting, waiting, waiting. There she is. All right, so we're going to go backwards with it just about a second. Boom. There are a couple ways to lay in endpoints. You can use the I button and the O button. There's an out. Where's the endpoint on this? Oh. There's a mark in. So I usually use the I and the O button. So I'll mark an in point, okay? We're going to play the clip. If we want to play it faster, we'll play it faster. Get to the point, right? So she's going in. We probably want the out to be somewhere a little bit further back, right? Because don't we do a medium shot, like right about there, right? So let's stop it there. We'll go out. Now, this is a really easy way to get it into the timeline. We want to get it into our final cut, right? Which is the right side. You just click it, drag it, drop it. And it's going to ask you this question. What I want you to do is change the sequence to match the clip settings. We do want to change it because we want it to match. So hit change sequence settings. Then it won't ask you this question anymore. So we changed it to match the clip settings. And there we go. There's our first edit. You've laid it down. She comes walking, right? And there we go. She's getting ready to turn. So now we got to go find the second shot, right? We did, is it 12? It's number 12. So now we've got to look for where's a good spot to edit from. Let's see. Did that come through? Yeah, there we go. So continuity-wise, where's the endpoint go on this thing?
I think you have to remake that button.
Do I?
Mark in.
No, there we go. Mark in. There it is. We have to get rid of one of these.
Just drag that down.
All right, I do.
Drag it down.
There we go. Okay. So there's an in and an out button. This is the out, that's the in. That's another way to mark it in and out. You can mark it, you can use an I and an O too. So we're going to do this, click, click, and in. So we can lay that in next. So we know that's shot 2, right? Let's mark our out. Oh, we got to mark it out too. Okay. So I'm marking out with this button. And they should have them on yours. I don't know why these aren't there, but we'll make sure you do. So we've marked our second shot. We're just going to marry it right to this one. You can drag it down and then see how it makes those little corners when I pop it up against there. It's in snap. It snaps to it. See the little triangles up in the upper right hand? You want that to happen if you want it to be tight. You want it to be tight and not have a black hole between clips. So we're going to snap it to the edge. We're going to let go of it. So now let's just see how that works. See, it's a little, maybe that's a little late. Maybe we're a little late on the draw there. I'm not sure. What do you think, class? We're a little late with that cut, or does it work? Looks like it works. Does it look like it works? It's a little. We should let her go a little.
Her feet, where her feet are landing, stop on the corner, kitty corner, and now she's hitting the corner again.
So we gotta go a little further in on this one. So how are we gonna adjust this? You can zoom in the timeline, okay, and we can do what's called a rolling edit. And it's basically if you grab the clip, see how it's making that little icon there? We can grab the clip and roll into this a little further, right? We gotta catch it a little further, don't we? Right about there. Is that what we think? Does that look like it's going to be about matching? Is that too far? She's right on the corner there. Let's find the corner here. So we're going to click and drag that out, and we're going to see when she gets to that corner. So we can drag this one out too, see? So right about there. Is that about a matching frame there? So right there. In there maybe. Go back one. Like that. So we're just trying to match the frame. And see how easy it is to manipulate it once it's on the timeline? So I do kind of my rough cutting up on the left side in the preview. And if I want to really wiggle it in there, I go to the right side. So let's see how that looks. Okay. All right, so what else did we have? We had another shot of somebody grabbing the handle, right? So where are we going to cut that in? We got to, like, right about there, maybe? Yeah. So this is going to be a very short shot. So let's go find the handle shot, which is this one. Or this one? No, that's a foot shot. So it's a handle shot. So we got to cut that in. So we'll hit play. We'll let it go. I don't know if you see her coming into it. See, now if we had audio, we could hear him say action. So if you want to go back a frame at a time, I pause it, the arrow keys, 1 frame, see that? And there are, how many frames in a second of video? Does anybody know that answer?
24.
Now, in Europe, they're 24. There's 30 frames, and in film it's 24. In NTSC video, it is 30 frames per second, and that's a U.S. standard. So let's try to match that frame. See, we're pretty close there. I think we're pretty close. We're close enough. We're going to mark an in there. We're going to have her open the door, walk through. Let's shut it now. I don't remember if we had it, how we were doing that, but let's go put that in. We know our in point down here should be right there too, right? So we can scrub this back if we want by just going like this. Snap it right to that point. And then we're going to drag this in. So we're going to play this. Just play again, see how it looks. So now we got to see what our next shot's going to do. She walks in. Oh, we should probably, well, now we got to cut in another shot. So once again, we're going to go boom, boom, grabs the door handle. Look like it's a little bit off. So when do we want to cut the feet in? Probably in there, right in there, right? Maybe before that even. Maybe right there. Right? So once again, we're going to scrub this clip back. So I'm clicking and dragging it back once I get that handle on there. Right to there. It's going to snap into place. So She started pulling the door open, or did she pull it open already? Was it open already?
Yeah.
So let's go past this point on here.